Hello dear students, welcome back to this session. In previous session we have learned about the general purpose application software, and today in this session we are going to learn about specific purpose application software and different programming languages. So let's start the session. Special purpose application software or specific purpose application software is designed according to the specific needs of an organization or an individual. It means that if an organization such as an institute or schools or companies want some software for their regular task, or individuals such as you and me, if we want a software to carry out some specific operations or specific task, then we use the application software. That software will be called as the specific purpose application software. Such software can be very expensive and may take time to develop. Dear students, the company which develops the software gathers the information from the school, from the institute, from the other companies, and they develop the software according to their need. That is why this software is very expensive and it takes time to develop the software. It is used only by companies with large computer departments or where application packages are not available. For example, a factory may require software to run robots to make cars. Hence, software has to be specially designed for this task. Other examples include software needed for accounting management, inventory tool, reservation system for railway station and airports, payroll systems, school inventory, billing system, etc. So dear students, these are the examples of some specific purpose application software. Reservation system and payroll system, these are the application software, but in precisely it is, or these are the specific purpose application softwares. Now the technical fact is given. What is it? Firmware is a program written to the read-only memory, that is to the ROM of the computing device. It is added at the time of manufacturing. It is used to run user programs on the computing device. So they have given information about firmware. Now let us learn about programming languages. A set of step-by-step instructions given to a computer is called a program. So dear students, remember the definition of program. It is very easy. Set of step-by-step instructions given to whom? Given to a computer is called program. The process is called programming. So when we give instruction step by step to the computer, it is called program, and this process is called programming. And the person who writes a program is called a programmer. Dear students, you also give instructions to the computer system. It means you do the programming. It also means that you are the programmers. Now let us learn about programming languages. Programming languages are classified as follows. The first one is first generation languages. The first generation languages used machine language, means the computer language which is understood by computers only. So that is why machine language, it is called as machine language. It was directly understood by the computer. It did not require any translations. The disadvantage of machine language was that it was difficult to learn and write instructions. Dear students, first generation languages were machine languages which were understood directly to the computer system or by the computer system. So that is why these programming languages were very difficult to learn, and it was difficult to write instructions. It was machine dependent, as the program written on one machine may behave differently on another machine. Okay, so one program written on one machine cannot be executed on the second machine because it may behave differently on that computer. Second generation languages used assembly language. It consisted of small instructions called mnemonic codes. These codes were used in place of zeros and ones. So, computer knows only binary language or machine language, but mnemonic codes were replaced, or these were used instead of zeros and ones. These codes made programming easier. So, second generation language was a bit easy as compared to first generation. It is used an assembler as a language processor. It was also machine dependent. Machine language and assembly languages are referred to as low level programming languages. So therefore students, first generation languages were machine language and second generation languages were assembly level language or assembly languages. So these are called as low level programming languages. Now let us learn about third generation languages. It used language similar to English. Now this is very interesting point students. The third generation programming languages were similar as that of English. This language was simple and easy to understand. Third generation language was simple and easy to understand. These languages were machine independent. So machine dependent were which languages? The first generation and second generation. But third generation languages were machine independent and referred to as high level programming languages. These two, which one, first and second generation, were low level languages, whereas third generation languages are known as, or what it was known as, it were known as high level programming languages. For example, Pascal, Fortran, Basic, COBOL, C, C++, and so on. C++ you will learn in 8th standard. Okay. Fourth generation languages are user friendly. The user is required to specify output instead of complete steps, or define the steps as how to get the output. The code is reduced to a few lines from hundreds of lines. So remember here, the code is reduced in fourth generation languages. So instead of writing hundreds of lines, you just have to write few lines. It is often referred to as very high level programming language. For example, Power Builder, SQL, Nomad, and so on. Fifth generation languages are more advanced, okay, because these are the final generation language. After fifth generation, we have not yet invented the sixth generation, so these are the final release. Okay, these are final release of language packages. These are more advanced. These languages are developed to solve problems without a programmer. There are visual programming languages, also known as natural languages. The fifth generation language provides a graphical interface called Visual Programming Environment for creating source code. It allows people to interact with computers without the need of any special knowledge. For example, prologue, Mercury, and so on. So this ends your entire chapter. In next session, we will talk about the exercise questions. I hope you understood today's session. In case of any queries or doubts, feel free to ask me. Thank you.